Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Taranayaka Shekharam Smitamukhim Apinamaksuruham Panibhyam Alipurna Ratna Chashakam Raktotpalam Bibhratim Saumyam Ratnakadasta Rakta Charanam Dhyayet Param Ambikam. Welcome to all for this session on Lalitopakhyanam. In the previous part of this story, we have heard about Sati having given up her body during the Daksha Yagna, the Yagna being performed by her father, as her father, Daksha Prajapati, had severely criticized her husband Shiva. And unable to bear the insult to Shiva, her husband, she finally gave up her body. This made Shiva angry, and he raises Virabhadra and ordered him to completely spoil the Yagashala of Daksha. And Virabhadra attacked the Yagashala of Daksha, and including Vishnu, he defeated all the gods, all the devatas who assembled there, and finally had completely smashed the Yagashala. Meanwhile, Sati, who had given up her body, finally went to Himavan's home, and there she was reborn as Parvati, the most dear daughter of Himavan, and she grew up to be a beautiful maiden. On hearing this story from Hayavadan or Hayagriva, Agastya asked him, "O Hayanana, I am very fortunate in having heard from you this stirring narration of great Virabhadra's deeds. Now tell me, O Lord, what transpired in the Himalayas after Parvati came to a marriageable age? Did Shankara go and seek her hand in great eagerness because Sati Devi was reborn as Parvati? Or was he induced to do so? Means Shiva was induced to do so by virtue of Cupid's arrows. How did the wedding of Shiva and Uma took place? Kindly enlighten me, O granter of desires. Hayagreva replied to him, O Kumbhasambhava, because Agastya was born in a pot, so he is addressing him as Kumbhasambhava, one who is born from the pot. I shall relate you that story, hearing which one shall be purified from all sins. Beholding the wonderfully vexing beauty of his daughter, so unexcelled in all the three worlds, Himavan fell into deep thought, sitting all alone at the top of a peak of the Himalayas. He began to cogitate the reason. Thus, here is my race, is now born the very incarnation of beauty capable of ruling all the three worlds. She is the brightest gem in all my treasury. She is supernatural in appearance and movement. My race has been purified and magnified for all time, through her birth in my race. Her youth is now fast approaching, and I must find a suitable match for her. But I cannot decide who in the three worlds is to be her spouse. Neither Indra nor Yama can equal her, nor can Kubera or Brahma can claim her. I wonder if even Vishnu could equal her. While he was thus in deep thought, there approached the Devamani, the divine sage Narada, gracefully strumming at his veena Mahita, and singing praise of Lord Maheshwara. I'm sorry, the Veena's name was actually Mahati. They might have misspelled it. Singing the praise of Lord Maheshwara, happily surprised at this most opportune appearance of the Maharshi, Himavan ran to meet Narada with both his arms extended in welcome. The sage looked like the cool and joy inspiring full moon in the firmament, with his fair complexioned body like a milky white cloud, and the knotted hair shining like a streak of lightning amid the sound of divine music of Nada Brahma processing from his veena. His body purified by the bath in the crystal clear and icy cold waters of the sacred Ganga of the Himalayas, and his mind immersed in the joy of Antaratma, the sage Narada approached the Lord of the mountains, beaming with the joy of ecstasy. Himavan offered purified water and invited the Devarshi to an eminent seat. After Himavantha had also sat down after paying due respects to Narada, the latter said, means the Narada speak to Himavan, saying, O Himavanta, you are like Indra of the Devas. You are the greatest of all mountains on earth. I ever feel happy to think of your purity and greatness. The world stands steady because it is held in place by you, by Shesha, by Kurma, and the Dik Nagas are the Gajas, means Dik Gajas. Hence, all praise to you all. I have something very important to tell you, so please listen carefully. You are fortunate and blessed indeed in having the mother of the 14 worlds as your own daughter. She is Ambika, she is Pushti, she is Dhatri, she is Lakshmi. She has taken this sublime body in fulfillment of the boon given to you. She alone is Swaha, Swadha, Niti, and Santi. She is Atmavidya, Guhya Vidya, Papagni, Papanashini, as she is the reincarnation of Sati Devi. She shall become the bride of Lord Shiva, and she will adorn his left side as his Ardhanari, because Parvati occupies the left side. Shiva Vamanka Samsthita. She occupies the left side, left part of the Shiva's body. As she has already attained to maidenhood, please take her to Kailash immediately. There in Stanvashrama, Shankara is performing severe tapas with great vairagya. Victorious over his mind and his senses, he sits in Samadhi Yoga, undisturbed by the outer pleasures and distractions of the senses. Take your daughter to him and leave her there to attend to all his needs and comforts, for she is ever contemplating him and longs to serve him. Only gradually, through devoted service, will Uma be able in due course to win him again for her husband. The Devas who are being tortured by Tarakasura are keen on this wedding taking place as expeditiously as possible, for it is only their son, the son of Shiva and Parvati, Kumara, who will be able to slay Tarakasura. They are even now looking for ways and means to bring about their union of Shiva and Shakti. Hence, it is now your immediate duty to take your daughter Parvati and leave her in the Lord Shiva's presence. So saying, Narada took leave of Himavan and went his way, playing on his Mahati Veena and singing praises of Maheshwara and Narayana. Himavantha accompanied Narada for a short distance in great respect, and returning, he conferred with his wife Menaka and betook himself to Stanvashrama in company with his daughter Uma and her maids Jaya, Vijaya, and Sushila. Thus, in this part of the story, we have seen that Himavanta, having his daughter being growing up to her youthful days, is thinking about whom to give her hand in the marriage. And he thought of all the devatas and find nobody could be a good match for her. And in the meantime, divine sage Narada came down to him and he told him that Parvati is a reincarnation of Sati and she is born in the house of Himavantha because of the boon she had given it to him in the past. And she belongs to Shiva, and the union of Shiva and Parvati is utterly essential for the Loka Kalyana, for the benefit of the world, because the son Kumara, who will be born out of Shiva and Parvati, will be the only one who is capable of killing demon Taraka, mean Tarakasura, who is terrorizing the entire world. So all the devatas are trying to find a way to bring Shiva and Parvati together. So Narada advised Himavantha to take his daughter Parvati to the Stanvashrama, where Shiva is performing a deep austerity in order to win the heart of Shiva, which would lead to the union of Shiva and Parvati. नमस्ते शारदा देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यादानं च देहि मे. Goodbye.